Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. We're set for today's video. It's Saturday, and Saturdays I do Cellar Saturday, where I drink something off the shelves that used to be behind me that are now over there. The beer's over there. Or someone else's cellar. And this beer is courtesy of Billy. Thanks so much, Billy. I really appreciate it. Definitely have done a few of these Cellar Saturdays with his beers. I can easily get to my beers, but like some of these are already aged, so it just kind of makes sense, in my opinion, to do it. So this is Crux, and that's a brewery. I've had Crux before, not a lot. I couldn't tell you the names of any of them, but I remember like there's like a positive association I have in my mind with Crux. So I'm really excited to try this one. It's part of their Banished series. It's from 2021, so depending on when it was released, 3-ish years on it. Tough Love, barrel-aged Imperial Stout. Imperial Stout brewed with blackstrap molasses and spices, aged in Kentucky bourbon barrels. 14% ABV. I'll just read the whole side. Our ninth vintage of an annual favorite, this year's Tough Love remains true to form. Banished to select bourbon barrels under controlled conditions for nearly a year, rich overtones of dark roasted malt, oak smoked wheat, and malted rye give way to delicate notes of velvety chocolate, vanilla, and dried cherries. That sounds good. Let's see. Banished series, it was for their own good. Beers in this special series are banished for months in oak barrels, allowing flavors to mature, meld, and mellow. This beer contains live yeast. Take it even further by storing it in a dark place, 50 to 60 degrees, for 1 to 3 years. So, again, depending on when this came out, we're in that threshold. Let's get into it. It's wax sealed, so it's going to taste better, right? Oh, man. Billy, I hope you're doing well, dude. I'm reviewing this on Easter. Seemed like a chocolatey beer, right? Seemed appropriate. A lot of head, wow. Like a finger and a half. Mocha, dark mocha color head. Pretty compact bubbles except on the top. The beer itself, super dark brown into black. It's definitely in that realm. Looks like a big stout. What was this, 14%? Yeah, 14%. Wow. All right, I can smell some of it already. I think it's a cherry thing I'm getting, but let's get into a proper aroma. I do get some of the cherry, nice chocolate. It doesn't hit as cordial cherry, though, which is kind of interesting since those are the first two things I'm saying. But one of the things that I get also like very intensely and very quickly is that barrel aging, for sure. It's like specifically oak, even more than any sort of spirit. Like I definitely get oak. Cherry, almost into a grapey, grape juice kind of a thing. Vanilla, super light char, smokiness. It doesn't hit like some sort of peatiness. It's much lower than that, but it's there. It smells awesome if I didn't say that. There's I think between those fruity notes and that vanilla, like vanilla thing coming through, it's almost, it doesn't smell like a donut. That's not the right word, or the right confectionery thing, but there's a little bit of a baked sweet good thing. Maybe something specific, maybe generic with those things. And then, yeah, that chocolate's nice. Yeah, it seems like a really interwoven beer at this point. See about the taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Billy. Hope you're doing well. This is nice. This follows the aroma pretty good. Maybe a slight uptick in the alcohol, or in the smokiness. And again, not quite peaty, but it's getting close to peaty. And I do get a little bit of the alcohol, but for 14%, it's pretty spot on what I think a beer like this should have in terms of the alcohol taste. Chocolate's mostly dark chocolate. The finish, I'm getting a smoky chocolate kind of aftertaste for sure. Not too much alcohol in the breath. Definitely some chocolate. The cherry into grape. Yeah, I can't divorce those two things. Because they said cherry specifically, right? Velvety chocolate, vanilla, and dried cherries. So I think their dried cherries must be my cherry grape thing. That's my guess anyway. The velvety chocolate, I wouldn't go that far, but it's definitely more of a dark chocolate for me. And again, this almost smoky, almost peaty, slightly smoky, almost peaty is a better way of saying it. It is nice. It's not an overly sweet beer. I didn't think this was going to be pastry stout or anything, despite, again, me doing this on Easter and just wanting kind of a chocolatey beer. It has that chocolatey thing. This is way more complex than I thought it was going to be in a good way. It's not savory, but it's approaching that with some of the notes I've mentioned. It does have some sweetness, so the oak, like the aroma, I am getting on the taste. And like the aroma, I don't get a lot of spirit. It's bourbon, right? Kentucky bourbon barrels. Yeah, I don't get a lot of spirit. But if I'm being honest, I'm not longing for it either, for what that's worth. I think that blackstrap molasses is part of this element that is sweet but almost savory. Yeah, this is nice. And spices. I'm wondering what spices are in this, because maybe whispers of baking spices, but I'm talking whisper. Like, if Whispers had whispers, like it's like that faint of a thing. Yeah, I'll have to look it up and see. If I can find any more information about it, I will definitely put it in the description box below. I'm just noticing there is a bottle on date. It's October 2001. So yeah, like 3.5 years at this point, if I'm doing my math correctly, which I think I am. But anyway, Billy, thanks again, man. I really appreciate it. Look how beautiful that is from all the sips. Beautiful looking beer. If you guys had this one before, if you had anything from Crux, what are your thoughts on them? What are you sipping on right now? Anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews in both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.